So you're thinking of moving to Long Island, New York? In this video, we're going to talk about the good and bad, the pros and cons of living in Long Island. Should you move to Long Island? Should you not move to Long Island? Is New York City, the boroughs, better? If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything about living in Long Island, New York, then subscribe below, tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market in Long Island, New York. My name is Cornell Smith with eXp Realty. We get calls and emails every day from people like you looking for help to making the move to Long Island, and we absolutely love it. Whether you move in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email so you can help you make a smooth move to Long Island. As I mentioned, we're in Long Island. So today I'm talking about Nassau County, which is one of 2 counties that's considered Long Island. So you have Nassau County and Suffolk County. But fun fact, the New York City boroughs of Queens and Brooklyn are also technically considered Long Island. But generally, when people speak of Long Island, they're speaking of Nassau County and Suffolk County. Today I'm speaking about the pros and cons of living in Nassau County. So Nassau County has a population of about 1.4 million. It's known for its suburban feel, being good for families, and also having great schools. So fun fact, William Levitt built the first planned community suburbs in 1947 in Nassau County. The community he built is known as Levittown, which are the first suburbs in the entire United States. And Robert Moses, and in the 1930s, Robert Moses engineered and created parkways and parks such as Jones Beach State Park and Bethpage State Park. Some of the pros of Nassau County, Long Island include its schools, the suburban feel, family life, and being family friendly, the entertainment and attractions, transportation, and its location. Some of the downsides to Nassau County, I would say cost of living, taxes, traffic, and something that's a bit controversial I'll get to later in this video. One pro of living in Nassau County, Long Island is the school districts. According to niche.com, the top 8 public school districts in Nassau County are also in the top 10 public school districts in the entire New York State. The Great Neck Public School District, the Jericho Union Free School District, the Syosset Central Public School District, the Roslyn Union Free School District, and the Hewlett-Woodmere Free School District are amongst the top 5 school districts in Nassau County. Also, the top 4 high schools, public high schools in Nassau County, are amongst the top 10 public high schools in New York State. Yes, these schools are the Jericho Senior High School, Great Neck South High School, Syosset Senior High School, and Roslyn High School. And for higher learning, you have several options to choose from. Some Nassau County colleges and universities include Hofstra University, Malloy College, the New York Institute of Technology, Adelphi University, and the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. Another pro or benefit of living in Nassau County is the suburban feel. I guess it only makes sense since, Levittown in Nassau County is technically the first suburbs in the entire United States. According to niche.com, 82% of Nassau County residents own their homes. The median rent in Nassau County is $1,940 compared to the national average of $1,163. Nassau County is seen as being affluent. The median home value in Nassau County is $560,100 compared to the overall United States average of $244,900. Nassau County has quiet neighborhoods and spacious housing options. Tree-lined blocks, single-family homes with spacious yards and driveways. Some houses even have garages. And it's not uncommon in Nassau County for people to have pools in the backyard if you wish. So it's a lot of space for you and your family to host people if you like, and if you have kids, more than enough room for them to play in their own yards. According to NassauCounty.gov, Nassau County has over 70 parks, museums, historic properties, and athletic facilities across 6,000 acres throughout the entire county. These include the 930-acre Eisenhower Park in East Meadow, the 2-acre Centennial Park in Roosevelt, and Garvey's Point Museum and Preserve in Glen Cove. If you like sand, water, and the beach overall, Long Island is home to several beaches. Some popular beaches in the area include Jones Beach, Long Beach, Robert Moses State Park, and Lido Beach. As of 2021, Elmont UBS Arena is the home of the New York Islanders. The Islanders previously played at Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale. If you drive, you could take the Cross Island Parkway to get to UBS Arena, or you take the LIRR station to get to the arena. So the arena doesn't only host the New York Islanders when they play their home games as a part of the National Hockey League. The arena also hosts several different events. So for example, there's musical concerts at the arena. So people like Kendrick Lamar, Dua Lipa, Billie Eilish, Harry Styles, New Edition, Anita Baker, Babyface, Roddy Ricch, Post Malone, John Mayer, and Daddy Yankee all also perform at the UBS Arena. I believe the capacity for the arena is about 17,000 to 19,000 people. And besides musical performances and concerts, there's also other events that occur at the arena too. Sometimes there's comedy shows. The Harlem Globetrotters sometimes come to, do their tricks and perform, their exquisite basketball skills. And oftentimes, there's Disney on Ice. So if you have children, they'll definitely love to see their favorite characters: Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Buzz Lightyear, Woody, Mulan, Ariel, Princess Jasmine, Aladdin, Snow White, Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella. You can name all the other characters, your favorite Disney characters. And then right next door to the UBS Arena is the Belmont Racetrack, home to the famous horse races. So when you come to Belmont, you got to be dapper, suited and booted up to watch some horse races. Just don't waste all your money on them, gamble responsibly. And I think not too long ago, Diplo actually performed and DJ for people, I guess, after the horse races. Roosevelt Field Mall in Garden City, I think a top 5 largest malls in New York State, and the top 10 largest malls in the United States. You have 250 plus shopping options to choose from. Another pro of living in Nassau County, Long Island, is its location. So as I said before, Nassau County is a part of Long Island. To the east of Nassau County is its Long Island partner, Suffolk County, and then to the west of Nassau County is Queens, New York, which is one of the 5 boroughs in New York City. And when you think about it, Nassau County is also not that far from Manhattan, the city, what us residents call it. So technically, Nassau County is a suburb of New York City, and it's not a bad choice if you want to be close to New York City. If you want to work and explore the boroughs, but want to go back to your suburban home in Nassau County. So most people drive in Nassau County, but for those who don't, we do have the Nassau Inter-County Express buses. So it's pretty much, buses that connect, you would get from Nassau County to Queens, New York. And we also have the Long Island Railroad. So the Long Island Railroad, you could get from Nassau County to Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan, or from Nassau County to Suffolk if you like. One con or negative of living in Nassau County is the traffic. So being that it's a populous area, and it also has a lot of attractions and entertainment things that can lure outsiders and tourists, it's going to be a lot of people. So it could be standstills on the major highways like the Northern State Parkway, the Southern State Parkway, the Meadowbrook Parkways, and the Long Island Expressways. But the silver lining in this is that compared to the city, it's much easier to park in Nassau County than it is, the boroughs. You don't have to worry about double parking as much in Nassau County as you do in the New York City boroughs. Nassau County and Long Island in general is home to the strip malls. So a lot of places you go in Nassau County, there's a parking lot that you could park in, so you don't have to worry about circling blocks and all that we have to worry about, like in Queens, Brooklyn, the Bronx, and New York City boroughs in general. Another downside of living in Nassau County is the taxes and cost of living. So Nassau County is seen as being affluent, so I guess this should be no surprise. And also with all the great schools, attractions, amenities in Nassau County, I guess you should expect to pay some high taxes. In fact, Nassau County residents pay some of the most taxes and highest taxes in the entire United States. A funny thing is, think about it like this: Nassau County is bordered by Queens to the west, right next door. If you take a $600,000 house in Queens, you would probably pay around $6,000 per year in taxes. Take that same $600,000 house in Nassau County, exactly the same, in terms of size, bed, bath, square foot, lot square footage. And maybe on the low end, you can pay around $8,000 per year in taxes. And in some instances, you might even be paying more than $20,000 per year in taxes, depending on where you live in Nassau County. So that's something to think about. For some, the weather could be a downside. So the summers in Nassau County is hot and the winters are cold. So if you're one of those people from the Sun Belt or tropical areas, you maybe think about coming to Nassau County, I say between the months of like November to March. So something I'm going to touch on that I thought about not touching on, but I got to keep it real and give you the truth. So in 2019, Newsday released a 3-year investigation of real estate practices across Long Island, both Nassau and Suffolk County. What they uncovered is that 19% of the time, Asians were discriminated against, Hispanics were discriminated against 39% of the time, and African Americans were discriminated against 49% of the time. Yes, you can Google this. The name of the investigation in the newspapers online was Long Island Divided. So they were seeing that not all agents, but the bad apples kind of ruined it for us. So some agents, steering white people into white communities and then trying to steer minorities into minority and more diverse communities. As a result of this investigation, us licensed real estate professionals are undergoing more fair housing and cultural diversity education to make sure that we're treating everyone ethically and fairly and not discriminating people based on things like race, ethnicity, religion, and so forth. As realtors, we have to remember that we can't steer people or influence people to move into certain neighborhoods. When they call us about where they want to live, they give us their criteria and the price points. We suggest areas for them to live, to see and look from, but we ultimately can make the decision of where they want to live. That has to be their decision. And we have to make sure that we're listening to them, taking them into consideration, and not discriminating them, not making assumptions based on, their race, ethnicity, gender, and other protected classes and so forth. So one thing that they discovered in the Long Island Divided investigation is that while some areas of Long Island are very diverse, culturally diverse, other areas of Long Island are very homogenous or lack diversity. So that's something to consider if you're moving to Nassau County. Should you move to Long Island? Should you not move to Long Island? Is New York City, the boroughs, better? If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything about living in Long Island, New York, then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market in Long Island, New York. My name is Cornell Smith with eXp Realty. We get calls and emails every day from people just like you looking for help on making their move to Long Island, and we absolutely love it. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, feel free to call us, shoot us a text, or send us an email. All the information is in the description below so we can help you make a smooth move to Long Island, New York.